Hey, business wizards. It's Jen Levitz from Spellbinding Business School.com, and you're watching Spellbinding Biz TV, where we brew up strategies that transform your bottom line. Now, today we're going to talk all about positioning and branding. More specifically, I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes look at how we transformed my business into this Spellbinding Business School brand, because I get a lot of questions about that. So I figured let's just talk about it and then like how I did it, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today in our episode. Okay, wizards, you asked the question, how did this come into being? How did Spellbinding Business School show up and be in this particular way? Okay? So let's first just talk a little bit about positioning and branding. So branding is the all-encompassing of how you show up in the world. It is how you as your business show up. It is not just your logo and your fonts and your colors and your pictures. That's an aspect of branding. And it's when you pair positioning with branding that you really show up as a trusted authority. And it's that positioning piece that's actually going to help bring more people to you. Now, before we get too deep into this, I hired a team to help me create this lovely brand. I did invest 5 figures into creating this brand. And it included a bunch of different things. It was an amazing investment to me. And I will post in the notes below who I worked with so that if you want to go there, you can totally do it with them. They'll take care of a bunch of different things. They've even added more things to the package since I purchased, and I'm a little jealous. These are the processes, these are the steps that I worked on with them to create this brand. So we're just going to talk about this from the position of I'm not ready to hire a team to do this for me, okay? We're going to take it from there. So let's start at the very beginning. Now, if you've been following me for a while, or even if you haven't, you've probably heard me talk about your business Patronus. This is your signature system. This is like the keystone to everything that you are going to do and be and present to the world. It's your transformation from A to Z, and it's where everything flows for your business. This is the distillation of all things that people can do when they work with you. And this is where your free offers and your paid offers all come from your business Patronus, i.e. your signature system. So with that in mind, your positioning and branding, more specifically even, your positioning is about supporting your signature system and getting it out and visible, helping create authority and prepare your traffic to go, oh yes, I totally want to buy from them. So you're going to be marrying what you do through your signature system and who you work with, and you're going to be putting them together to create this entire thing that we're calling positioning. Okay. So when it comes to positioning, there's really 3 different paths to look at, and you'll want to look at 2, like pick 2 and put them together in order to create your unique positioning. You do not have to do all 3. In fact, the first one is probably the hardest for many to do. And that first is niching. It's a niche position. It's making you the go-to person in your specific market. So if you work exclusively with realtors or real estate agents, that's really niche positioning. and um, you'll do very well with something like that. If you are the healer's healer, that's niche positioning. If you work more broadly, like I work with service-based business owners, that isn't really niched down enough for my business to really utilize niche positioning. But if I were specifically for brick and mortar businesses, local businesses, that could be very niched positioning. And you can position your business around that being that go-to person for that specific target audience. Okay. So this is if you work with a really specific, easy to explain market, then you'll want to include option 1, niche positioning, into your branding. Okay. Option 2 is message positioning. Now, this is where you really embrace polarity. You either they either love me or they hate me. You really want the love me, hate me place. You want them to be black and white. You really don't want to be so much in the middle. One of the places for my messaging positioning is around hustle. I absolute hate the word hustle. It shuts me down. And this was long before it became the buzzword within here. Like before my son was born, my husband and I took dance lessons at Arthur Murray, and I made my dance instructor change the name of the dance, The Hustle. So The Hustle is one of the first 5 dances that Arthur Murray teaches, and I could not deal with the name, The Hustle. And so my dance teacher had to call it the club swing for me to do it, because I would just stop and go, no, try again. So this is just my little rant about hustle. I don't like the word. I don't use the word. I would rather take conscious action, moving forward, whatever. I will come up with a whole bunch of other words besides hustle. So that's just one piece for me, about my positioning, but I also show up with, everyone deserves to be set up for success. I don't believe in withholding, key pieces to allow people to move forward. Now, that doesn't mean I give you everything for free, because I don't. There are some things that if I were to give you all the details of something for free, it wouldn't serve you. It wouldn't be setting you up for success, because it would be too overwhelming. And there are things that I do that need hand-holding, plain and simple. So I look at what am I presenting, and is what I'm giving you in this form going to set you up for success? If it's not going to set you up for success, I'm not going to put it out there. That's another positioning piece for me. Also in my messaging a little bit, we have this magical aspect that's coming up. I do talk about woo-woo stuff a little bit. It's grounded in business more often than not, but I woo. I woo. Okay, let's just go there. I woo. Personally, I'm spiritual, and I go woo woo. It's not always forward, but if you don't believe in magic, even from a place of literary whimsy, I'm not your person, and you're gonna see that just in how I talk about things. I do talk about a little bit of sprinkling your fairy dust into things, and muggles versus the wizarding world, because it is how it is. I use that within my messaging. So that's option 2, is message positioning. And then there's number 3, which is your identity positioning. And this is really the visual stuff. So I very much show up with the Harry Potter. You'll also notice the purple. That's a piece of my identity positioning. Purple is my favorite color. Most things in my life, if I have a choice, will be purple. It's part of my brand. And we consciously chose to go that direction with creating a visual identity for me. Um, we wanted to have something that was whimsical, something that was understandable for many, and wouldn't be too intimidating. And that's actually why we settled on Harry Potter. Now, we've had a lot of conversations before we got to the Harry Potter idea, but I was already talking about muggles versus non versus magical folk because I was coaching a lot of people who do more um, have alternative services like Reiki and angel songs and oracle cards. I mean, I have coached really woo-woo people, and this was a way we were talking about it. But we were also talking about minions, if that would be a place of that we could work into my overall brand, because I have a little bit of an obsession with minions, the little yellow ones. They're over here. You can't see them. They're on my wall, right over here. I have a shelf of a bunch of minions, dressed as superheroes, dressed as Star Wars characters. I like minions, but what we decided was if my business was more, if my signature system and what I was going to be delivering was more based around done for you services, hiring a minion makes sense. But when we were creating this brand specifically, we were positioning it around being more of a coaching place and having a mentor space. So I decided, you know what? I love Professor McGonagall. That's who I want to be when I grow up. If we're playing in the Harry Potter world, I want to be McGonagall. And not just because I adore Maggie Smith, but I also adore Maggie Smith. So we got McGonagall, and my ideal clients are actually Hermione Grangers. They're people who have who like book knowledge, that like to pull in all the ideas and then figure out how to do it right, how to be like perfect in the execution of things. That, like, when we nailed that, it was like, oh yeah, okay, so I totally have to do Harry Potter, because that's who my ideal client needs. My ideal client needs the strong mentor to see that, yes, it's great to be at the top of your form and know your stuff, but it's also important to let loose a little bit sometimes and actually just go with the flow and what you have in front of you and what you need to do in front of you. So that's that marrying of ideas. So we're really talking about, what is your combination? Are you going to do niche positioning? Are you going to do messaging positioning? Are you going to do identity positioning? Now, if you're going like, I want to go theme, then totally identity positioning is totally important for you. And I do really recommend that you have messaging positioning in there. And so it's really like, do you need to go themey, or do you need to go brand, market specific? Really, that's what I'm just throwing out there as the idea of what you want to put together. So look at, how are you showing up? Because it's not just about the colors. It's not just about the fonts. It's not just about your photos. Those are just aspects of your overall brand that help you be recognizable and be seen as an authority in what you do. So that's what I want to leave you with today. Hope you found this useful, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.